YouTube. How's it going? Welcome back to another reaction video, another bonus reaction video, another bonus reaction grind. Reason being is because all sorts of stuff is going on in the hip-hop world at the moment and I want to be around to listen to it. I know my audience mostly likes the metal and the rock reactions. Don't worry, they shall be continuing. They won't be interrupted by this. However, I wanted to throw some bonus stuff in there because there's been a ton going on in the hip-hop world recently and I wanted to do some reactions too because I enjoy doing these reactions, believe it or not. Yeah, I didn't do these 100-odd reactions that we've reached so far just for the sake of it. I actually kind of quite enjoy doing them. That said, this is our third one in just the space of a few days. Joyner has a new song called Devil's Work from his upcoming album that could be out Lord knows when. Oh no. I just saw, I've got the video open and I can see the first frame. I'm looking at his hoodie and I'm like, man, I want that hoodie. I just scrolled down and saw there's a link at the top of the description that says get ADHD merch and I'm like, oh no, I've just bought a load of the new M merch. Anyway, listen, I don't know what the song's about. It came out quite a few days ago and May 2nd, 2 days ago, and I've been like holding off. I saw the Rock React guys reacted to it. I've seen it. I've seen No Life Shaq is in the up next thing. He's reacted to it. I'm holding off so I can watch it for you guys. I really like Joyner. So far from this album, we've had I Love, a song that at first I was like, and it grew on me largely, but weirdly not for the sort of stuff I usually listen to Joyner for. You know, he's got his fast rapping, he's quite lyrical at times, he's good at storytelling, he has all those key components that he sprinkles around us when he needs to, and he's very talented, and that's the sort of thing I listen to for, whereas I feel like I Love was a bit more of a, it's just a bit of a banger, you know, get down to, bit of a party joint sort of thing. But yeah, the more I listen to it, and I've seen the video a bunch of times, and it just grew on me quite a bit. That said, Devil's Work, honestly, no idea what to expect. I'm just going to listen to it. It's obviously, it's the music video. I do have Yetiness open. Yep, I'm just checking because sometimes I say that and I realise I just don't have it open. Let's kick it.
Father, forgive me. I'm staring at this Bible as I keep glancing. Dear Lord, I got questions and I need answers. Trying to understand your vision, all I see is damage. Just a bunch of dead bodies in the street camping. A bunch of lost souls on their feet standing. We supposed to be your children, I thought we family. You supposed to be my father, bro, I need answers. We don't need to die young, we just need chances. Tired of living on the edge, so we keep scrambling. Trying to talk to these strippers, but they keep dancing. We just want me number one like Steve Francis. Bow our heads, say a prayer, now the seeds planted. Everywhere I turn, I'm seeing MCs vanish. Lot of good niggas gone, I don't understand it. Lot of families lost and they seeds stranded. I ain't trying to disrespect you, I just need answers. I know you watching us from heaven thinking who to save. Cherry picking who should go next and who should stay. I'd be on my way to heaven if I knew the way. And bring back every good nigga you choose to take. They say you never wrong, but you done made a few mistakes. Cause you taking the wrong niggas, maybe you should trade. Trade us back all the real ones, remove the fakes. I think you should trade. Give us 2 pop back and take that nigga shook. Let the legend resurrect it, he gon' live for good. I been screaming thug life in every different hood. If only you can bring him back, Lord, I wish you would. Give us Biggie, give us Pun, give us Triple X. Take that nigga Trump with you, that's a bigger threat. There's too much power for a coward with no intellect. That's a bigger with a collar, there's a disconnect. Niggas dying, mama crying, grandma need a tissue. Niggas shooting up a church, now I need a pistol. All them niggas still living, you don't see the issue. But how you taste a leader, then you take a leader with you. I ain't trying to disrespect, just need a meter with you. I ain't trying to overstep, just want a reason with you. Give us back our loved ones and take the evil with you. Send them suckers straight to hell, they don't need a visual. I need you to give us back Martin Luther. Take Martin Shkreli, give us back Malcolm. Take R. Kelly, R.I.P. Lil Snoop. Get that boy's life back. Take Eric Holder, give us Eric right back. I'm sending you this message, Lord, I hope you hit me right back. They say I'm on the wrong train, I know I'm on the right track. Cause Trayvon gone and all he did was try to fight back. Zimmerman walk around free, we don't like that. Why you take our mothers from us? Fathers and our sisters and our cousins from us. Got these children getting murdered while they double dutching. Wonder why the fuck you take Nipsey Hussle from us. Damn, you took a true king, a true brother from us. This a fucking marathon, but they running from us. Now everybody got guns, niggas up to something. And every gangster wanna prove that they tough or something. You know it's not fair, tell the truth. I've been in my feelings too. But if you took Amateur, at least take Dylan Roof, at least take James Holmes. I ain't even mad at that. Just bring back Whitney and give us Michael Jackson back. Feds want me.
Alright, let's give it a pause there. Copyright, I have to. Even though I don't want to interrupt it, because like as soon as he started going with the verse, I was like, there's not going to be a hook in this, is there? He's just going to keep going. Yeah, no hook. Okay. Which is fine. Which is very good. Dude, Rihanna posted the video on Instagram. That's a fucking cosign if I've ever seen one. From the dude who was getting his come up on YouTube a few years ago. 70.2 million followers she has on Instagram. That's insane. I've said it before. I don't have Instagram. I used to have it. I got rid of it temporarily and just never brought it back. Maybe I will one day, probably, but I haven't yet. That's so aside the point. Why am I even saying that? Yeah, so it's interesting. I think this is a really interesting concept. The thumbnail, which I didn't mention at the start because I forgot to, very provocative. The song's called Devil's Work. And the thumbnail was a picture of like a Michael Jackson memorial thing. So I was like, okay, let's see where we go. So obviously the concept here is, why did the good people go but the bad people stay? I guess it's to God. It's a letter to God, which is interesting. Now, I'm not having a go because I think the whole feud with Logic was kind of a bit silly in the first place. I don't think it really needed to happen, especially given the subject matter of the songs that it was over with I'm Sorry and with 1-800. They were different enough songs, and they both raised awareness for the same topic. It was a topic that needed awareness raising, so I'm kind of a bit like, I think I don't really see why that's a problem there. Obviously there was the whole Sriracha thing, but that wasn't that came to mind when he started and said, yeah, literally the second line in the verse, he says, I'm starting at this Bible as I keep glancing. Dear Lord, I got questions and I need answers. Are any bells ringing for anyone else? Dear God, I'm trying just to reach you, or whatever the line is. Anyway, listen, I'm not going to start that because I don't think the thing is a very good song. They're different concepts. Logic was talking about his problems, his personal problems on that song, whereas this is about something more broader. Yeah, a lot of name drops, which is the big thing. I mean, scrolling down, give us Tupac back and take that. A word I can't say. Shug, fair. He's still in prison at the moment, right? They're trying to get him out. Give us Biggie, Pun, Triple X. Controversial. Some people wouldn't want X back. No, I'm not gonna go there. But it's just, yeah. Yeah, I'm just going through it. I think it's brilliant. I think this is a great song already. Yeah, because at first I was a bit like, okay, this is definitely one that's like, this is for him. This is like a personal thing. He's got something to get off his chest. He's getting like this message across with like the musically. I mean, he was just like, he was rapping. He was just saying his words, and it was very subtle in the background. But then it sort of kicked in, and I was like, actually, no, I can bop to this if I wanted to. When the rest of the beat kicked in. But yeah, I mean, I agree with the majority of this. Take Trump. Who else does he want back? He's scrolling. How you take Selena and then take Aaliyah with you. Give us back Martin Luther and take Martin Shkreli. Agree. Give us back Malcolm, take R. Kelly. Agree. Although I feel like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King are two people that would they still actually? They'd be very old. No, they wouldn't. I feel like they'd maybe be dead by now anyway. Goes out like that. Trayvon gone. That's obviously Trayvon Martin. Some women walk around free. We don't like that. Yeah. So just a lot of like innocent, like good lives. Nipsey Hussle obviously was very recently shot and killed, and that was just a huge shock first of all, but like blow through the hip hop community. Like he was such a great guy. Like I mean it wasn't even just that like he was innocent. It was also like he did so much for like his community and for charity in his local area. Like he was such a great guy. Aside from also being an incredibly talented musician who was just getting started. You know, he'd just have his debut album out in Victory Lap. One album. He had so much, obviously the tapes and stuff. But he had so much future ahead of him musically, and he was already doing so much for his community and for charity. He has a little daughter. He doesn't have a dad now. What for? If you take Emmett Till, at least take Dylan Roof. Is Dylan Roof Columbine? Because he did die. Right? He killed himself. I obviously know who Emmett Till is. Oh, Dylan Roof was responsible for Charleston's church shooting. He was sentenced to death 2017. He pleaded guilty to avoid death sentence and some of life for it. So he's still alive. Yeah, no, okay, I agree with that. Then take him. Who is what? There was a Dylan, right? One of the Columbine shooters was called Dylan. Anyway, I obviously agree with the sentiment that and it's an interesting one for someone like me who doesn't believe in God, because it's like, oh, I agree that why is God doing, like, you know, it was a letter to someone like God that is someone that I don't believe in, and that's you know, and I feel like everyone has every right to believe in every right to believe in this sort of thing, and that's obviously not the point of the video and not the discussion I'm here to have, but yeah, from an aside, I generally believe the point that it does seem to be a lot of good people that go for no reason a lot of time nowadays. I mean, the gun crime is ridiculous. Obviously, it's not anywhere near as big of a problem over here as it is in America, because they're very difficult to get hold of. But we have knife crime and stuff, and yeah, I don't know. It's not one that I'm really going to be like, I've got much to like analyze or anything. I'm just like, damn, yeah, no, it gets you thinking, you know. We'll keep going because I feel like I've been talking for a while.
And to slam it down. Ain't no justice for Sandra Bland, we up like a sailing fan. Lord, if you listen, I'm just looking for a hand in hand. Take out the fuck niggas and give us back our fam again. Drowning in my tears, trying to pray for something. Wonder why you give us life for you to take it from us. Wonder why you give us family, then erase it from us. Maybe, hopefully, you can have a conversation.
That was another thing I wanted to say. The video reminds me of the Best Friend video, which if you haven't seen, Yellow Wolf featuring Eminem. I absolutely adore the shit out of that song. I love that song so much. Emma's verse, that's one of my favourite Eminem verses. As someone who's a massive, massive Eminem fanboy, that's one of my favourite verses of his of all time. And that is also kind of to God, but more about God and religion. The best friend being God. Yeah, if you haven't listened to that or watched that video, I was going to do it at some point anyway, but I've spoken on it a little bit before in the past. How at some point I want to do a series where, like, once a week I do like a Yeti's Corner sort of thing, and I just listen to a song that is like a song that I love. That'll be in there at some point, but I don't know when I'm going to do that, so listen to it. Let's continue. It just reminds me of that, the way he's walking around like the middle of the church, because M does that as well.
With us. Maybe I'm just probably tripping cause I need a hug. The hood can't find jobs, now we need a plug. Everybody and their mama trying to be a thug. I don't go to church cause I'm afraid of being judged. I've been staring at the ceiling as I lie in bed, watching niggas follow trends like Simon says. I pray you give us back the real ones and try again. Or maybe take them niggas that deserve to die instead. Tommy Lauren run her mouth and then she get defensive. Lauren Ingram laughing at death and disrespecting. I really feel like you should teach them stupid hoes a lesson. Either that or give us back somebody who deserved the blessings. I left out a bunch of names that I forgot to mention. Cost too much to pay attention and it got expensive. Father, forgive me for I know not what I do, and now I'm reaching out to you hoping you hear me and return the message. I know that you got our back and that you're not against us. Or maybe you just love us so you doing shit to test us. I just kinda thought that you would do more to protect us. They say the good die young and I ain't on the guest list. I've been drinking, Lord, forgive me as my blood racing. I don't know what I'm thinking, I'm just frustrated. I don't mean to question you, I'm just confused. I don't know what else to do, I've been patient and it sucks waiting. Took my mans from me, that forever hurts. But putting the blame on you, that'll never work. I know this ain't your fault, it's the devil's work. Devil's work.
The fuck's Tully? That's fine. Yeah, I will say the drums at the end, literally all I heard was doo doom doo doom doo doom, and then in my head it just went doo doo doom. Like I could just hear it. Yeah, it's a little bit Phil Collinsy. That's fine though. Where am I up to? Yeah, no, yeah, a lot of names were thrown about there, and it's hard in a situation like that, as he said himself. Like there's names you're gonna miss for just other innocent lives that were taken or whatever, or from that sort of thing. And obviously, you're always going to miss someone like Emmett Till or Trayvon Martin. You could also mention someone like Alton Sterling or something like that. So there's always and that's part of the problem, is there are so many names and people that this applies to, and it sucks. Yeah, it was just a good song. I really liked it, and you can tell it was coming from his heart. And It was a good one. I like that one. Yeah, there's not much to analyse or anything, or much deeper meaning. Most of it is surface. But I agree with the sentiment. I really liked it. And yeah, I know at the end, I guess he's talking about. He's saying that I'm not mad at you. I'm not taking this out at you. At the God Father, forgive me for I know not what I do, and now I'm reaching out to you, hoping you hear me and return the message. I know that you got our back, and that you're not against us, or maybe you just love us, so you're doing shit to test us. Because that's the same sentiment that Dear God ends with, which I feel like is an awkward comparison to make, given the history between the two artists. But yeah, at the end of Dear God, he says, I used to wonder why you made me suffer, but now in the end I realised it was just to make me tougher, or something along those lines. I know Dear God quite well, although that wasn't the right lyric there, I got it a little bit off, but I know he says, because he starts, Dear God, I think it's time we had a conversation. These lonely nights have been getting to me. My mind's been racing. I know that song quite well because I wrote to it. And no, before I asked, I don't have any music. I don't release anything, but I make music all the time. It's like I've been slowly getting more and more proficient with Fruity Loops the past 6 months or so and stuff, and I've been writing for like a couple of years, and I was really shit to start off with, and I'm still shit, but I'm slowly getting somewhere. But I wrote about Over Dear God when I was going through a really rough patch back in like December or so, November, December, and my sentiment in that was, I don't believe, I haven't believed in the past, but I'm starting to not know anymore what to do or where to turn to, and that was just where I was at that time. So the Logic's Dear God and that sort of instrumental and that sentiment is something that's, I guess, quite close to me, because it was a place I feel like I went to. But anyway, that's very much a side note. I liked it. Yeah, that was good. Very different to the other song we've heard so far from ADHD, which was I Love, but I also really liked it. And also that's maybe a good thing, because not everyone liked I Love, so it's good to know that there's different things, different styles and stuff going on the album, rather than just that sort of song which not everyone's going to like. That said, it was good. It's very good. I'm going to end this one here. I'm going to throw all my footage into my PC and I'm going to go record some System of a Down, I think. So, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.